So, what role do you think music celebrities play in society?
I think a huge role because like young teens and like kids our age and adults even like listen to that type of things like drugs and like you said rape and things like that, and they listen to it and it kind of shapes their like way of thinking, and I think it could like adhere to them doing certain things that they wouldn't do in their normal life.
Do you think that they should be held accountable for their actions in terms of like how record labels respond to crimes that they commit?
Absolutely.
What kind of things do you think that should be done?
I think that it should be censored more, honestly. Things like Apple Music and Spotify should kind of censor some things that are on there. Like some songs just get a little too much, you know what I mean? Like the whole deal with 6ix9ine that just happened, like, and his music's still on there, but like it's such a like disgusting thing thinking of what happened. So, yeah.
Do you think that people are exposed too much to this type of music that's like bad?
Absolutely, especially young kids. Like they're growing up with this type of music, and it's making them like do more bad things. You know.
Do you think that it should it be on the government level, and if so, how far do you think they should go into censoring?
Maybe not the government level. I think that's a little too far. But maybe like big corporations like Apple Music and Spotify and things like that, like they need to crack down more on like what they show and like let people listen to.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much, Shay.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. So, what role do you think that music celebrities play in society with influence?
Definitely their platform can be used to, you know, as far as politics go, I feel like that's been happening a lot recently. So celebrities in the music realm can use their platform to get to people who would have otherwise not known about things happening in politics or just things going on in the world in general. That's been happening a lot, I think.
So, what do you think in terms when like musicians commit crimes? Do you think that they should be held responsible? Their music should be held responsible to like record labels?
As far as them not like getting record labels?
Yeah. For instance, do you like Spotify stopped showing R. Kelly's music? Do you think that that's something that should happen if someone does something like rape somebody or something like that?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great way of holding them responsible, and in a way it's like a good way of showing others like if you do this, not only will you be punished in like a legal sense, but also in like a societal sense, I guess. But just I don't even know if he has gotten punished in a legal sense, but at least there's implications there and punishment there because he sucks, you know.
Do you think that any music that promotes rape culture should be removed from those sites?
Whoa. That's a good question.
What's your definition of like something that would promote rape culture in music? Like, there's levels to it, right?
Yeah.
Or here, let's.
Yeah, that's a hard question.
Do you think that the government should take steps to censor?
Censor music like that? I feel like that would be cool, but I don't think that that's right. Like I think that as long as it's not physically happening, you know, people can say what they want, and I think in this country that wouldn't really match like the setup we have as far as free speech and everything like that. Ideally, people would just catch on to the whole thing that like that's not cool and you shouldn't talk about that in general, because especially if music's being played to younger audiences, you know, that could be accepted as fine and who knows, maybe that's a reason for a lot of our problems now is because of the music we listen to. But I don't necessarily think that that means that that music shouldn't be allowed by the government. I think that people should just stop making music like that. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe somehow, like, in the clean versions, like, also not just swear words, but also, like, those lyrics. I don't know.
Do you think that censorship from like companies, do you think that it could turn into like a slippery slope where people start having an agenda behind the censorship rather than just protecting the community?
And who would be the people doing the censorship? The government?
If like let's say Spotify says that they're not going to play this person's music because of their stance on Palestine or something like that.
Oh,
Like a
interesting.
big jump, like it's not happening now, but
Yeah.
do you think it?
I don't know. I'm like a big fan of the slippery slope. I think it happens all the time. So I wouldn't be surprised if that would happen, and I think for that reason that's why people get really antsy about like free speech and everything, because like, well, if this is happening, what next? And but I think at the same time there could be strict policies that keep it in line, I guess. But I could see that happening.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
Hopefully that was helpful.
that was
great.
very helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was actually probably one of the best responses that we. Audio rolling. So, what role do you think celebrities play in society?
I think they have a lot of influence over like what people do like in their day-to-day lives and how they perceive like their actions as okay, and they kind of like model like what they do because like they may like respect them a lot and like try to like be like them and do things like them because like they idol them.
So, how do you think society should react when a celebrity does something horrible, like commits a crime? What do you think the record label should do? What do you think Spotify should do?
There should definitely be like consequences for their actions to like show like because everyone looks up to celebrities, so there should be some sort of punishment for what they do so that people can see like, oh, that's not okay, and like because they did that something happened to them, and not just like, oh, because you did this, like whatever, a slap on the wrist, like it's fine, just don't do it again kind of thing. Like there should definitely be some kind of punishment for their actions.
So, what do you think about what just happened with Chris Brown?
Well, it's not okay, and it's the second time that it's happened, and I just think that like the rape culture that we live in is allowing for this to continue to happen, and there just needs to be some sort of formal like legal punishment against him, because obviously if he did it, this is the second time he's done it, it's going to keep happening if there's no punishment for it, so there needs to be some kind of action to what he's been doing.
Do you think the music industry should censor like music that promotes rape culture?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.